Hello, I'm going to read you a story. Once upon a time there was a beautiful young lady called Cinderella. She was always good and kind. Cinderella, she lived with her mean stepmother and her two ugly stepsisters. These stepsisters were very rude to Cinderella and made her do all the work. They were forever laughing and jeering at Cinderella. Look at her dirty clothes, look at her shoes, they're so tattered. If Cinderella couldn't get anything done, the sisters would beat her. One day a special invitation arrived at the door. It was an invitation to the prince's ball. The ugly sisters were very excited, but Cinderella knew she wouldn't be allowed to go to the ball. In the days before the ball, the sisters spent all their time choosing dresses and ordering Cinderella to help them. Cinderella had to work harder than ever to get the sisters ready. Cinderella, iron my dress again, you didn't do it well enough, they complained. Clean my shoes, fix my hair and help me into this dress, they demanded. After spending the day of the ball busily cleaning and getting the sisters ready, Cinderella felt exhausted and sad. I wish I could go to the ball, she cried softly to herself. In the next moment there appeared a lovely old lady with a fairy wand in her hand. Cinderella, I am your fairy godmother and I'm going to help you get to the ball. But first you must go and pick a golden pumpkin. Then find me 6 mice, a rat and 8 lizards and bring them all to me. Cinderella searched and brought the items to her fairy godmother. The fairy godmother turned these into a golden coach, 6 grey horses, a coachman who was to drive the coach, and 8 footmen. The fairy godmother waved her wand and turned Cinderella's tattered clothes into a silver dress. On her feet were the most delicate pair of glass slippers that he had ever seen. Cinderella couldn't believe her eyes. Godmother, you've been so kind, said Cinderella thankfully. But do not forget this, Cinderella. You must leave the ball before the clock strikes midnight. When Cinderella stepped out of the golden coach at the ball, everyone gasped. She was beautiful. The prince immediately asked her to dance, and they danced for the night away. In fact, the prince wouldn't dance with anyone else. Cinderella was having a wonderful time, and she forgot about the fairy godmother's warning. Suddenly, the clock struck midnight. Cinderella gathered up her beautiful dress and ran down the castle stairs. On the way she tripped and one tiny glass slipper fell off her dainty foot. Cinderella ran all the way home as the coach, the coachman, the footman, they'd all disappeared. The next day Cinderella was kept busy cleaning the house and washing the sisters' clothes. A knock was heard on the door. It was the prince who was holding the tiny glass slipper. It was the one that Cinderella dropped on the stairs. I am here to find the beautiful owner of this slipper. It was left at the palace last night. When I find her, I will marry her, he announced. The ugly sisters rushed to try on the slipper. Each sister tried, but their feet were way too big. Please, whispered Cinderella, may I try it on? And the ugly sisters laughed at her. However, the prince insisted, not everybody in the land must try it on. I will not rest until I find the beautiful girl who wore this glass slipper. Cinderella put her dainty foot into the glass slipper and it was a perfect fit. Suddenly the fairy godmother appeared and touched Cinderella with her magic wand, and instantly Cinderella was dressed as she had appeared at the ball. The ugly sisters were shocked. The prince and Cinderella married soon afterwards. Because Cinderella was kind, she invited the ugly sisters to the wedding. Cinderella and her prince lived happily ever after. And that's the story. Bye.